Hey guys, third video blog. Sorry it's so late. I gotta do this one quick because it's gonna be a really busy day tomorrow, but I get to see Star Trek and I don't have to pay for my ticket, so no matter what tomorrow is, it will be a good day. Jumping right into the questions from a while ago. Sorry about that. Favam asked on the comic, I get the feeling that you already answered this question somewhere before, but I'm too lazy to search for it. Will the novel from which this spawned ever be available in decapitated tree pulp form? For those of you not aware of what decapitated tree pulp form means, it's paper form. War of Winds will never be available as a paper comic. It's a webcomic only. Not Alone is being prepped for a book, though, that I plan on selling at a festival coming up in July. Oh, he also asks, at least as an ebook. He also asks, as you mentioned that you dislike pointing out the flaws that you are already aware of, are you going to spend time to revisit those mistakes and rectify them? If it's a flaw that has to deal with the flow of the story, or if it messes with continuity of story, yes, I will correct that. For example, I forgot the earrings in Not Alone for when you met Arunu. And that was really important, and I forgot it. I will be fixing that. But as, you know, just like, oh, his foot's drawn wrong, oh, you drew this perspective wrong. No, I'm way too lazy. Last question from him. At the end of the main webcomic, will you do another main webcomic? I've done the math. It will take me 22 more years at my current update schedule to complete the first main webcomic. So in another 2 decades, you can ask me that question again. Moving on. Let's see. This one comes from Brianna of Runemaster Tales of a Demon Slayer. Where did you get the original inspiration for Talon, Vryn, and Ravar? I have no idea. They kind of just appeared. Talon did start out as a very, very, very different character in the first form. The unmentionable form that I posted under the comics, you know, where the bad guys were like lizard men and Talon was this guy who was looking for his father. It was so cliche. But where the current reincarnation of, well, not reincarnation, current incarnation of Talon came from, I have no idea. Vryn, I have no idea. Ravar is probably the culmination of every character I've ever loved. You know, the strong, silent guy who secretly has that vulnerability that, you know, he never shows except to one person. Yeah, I'm a Ravar fangirl. What can I say? I'm a fan of all of my characters. Even Talon, who does get better. He becomes less of a jerk as the story goes on. But as for original inspiration, no idea. Lightshade asks, have you ever developed a plot thread or taken a character in a certain direction only to discover that it is not working out at all, but only after all that work had gone into developing it in the first place? Since the story has already been written, I haven't really had this experience yet in the comic. In the story, I am experiencing it a little bit. I think it's a common thing with people who write, you know, giant works. I'm going to use Star Wars as my example. Oh, and The Matrix. For sequels, instead of taking what made the first book or movie great, they build upon it so much and try to multiply it instead of, you know, keeping it the same. And that's a trap I think a lot of fantasy serialists fall into, is trying to do too much. And that is my problem right now. I'm thinking of scrapping the whole 7 Silver Trees thing, which if you found in the secret forum, they're supposed to be pretty important. But it would involve, like, journeying around the planet to find and save the 7 Silver Trees that are dying. Which at this point isn't too big of a teaser, because it's, like, mentioned in, like, chapter... I forget. I have too many chapters to keep track of. But as for in the comic, no, not really. You know, I think that's it. Probably won't have another video blog for a bit. I'm heading down to Georgia first week of June because my brother is graduating from Army Basic Training. So that's, we're driving down, you know, from like Rochester, New York. That's like a 20-hour drive. So I'm going to be totally bushed when I get back. I still have to do Not Alone, still have to finish prints, still study for the GRE, still do web commissions and art commissions. So I am partially dead even now. I don't even want to think about next week. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Next one comes when it can come. Thanks, guys. Bye.